Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are going to dig deep, literally, into the geology of the world's biggest silver deposits. This is all inspired by a really fascinating conference talk from geologist Carlos Altamirano-Morales. All right, so here's our game plan for today. First, we're going to figure out what mega actually means. Then, we'll get into something called the silver paradox. After that, we'll take a look inside a real-life giant, and we'll wrap up with its amazing centuries-long human story. Okay, first things first, let's talk about scale. Because, when you say a mine is giant, what you're picturing might be completely different depending on the metal we're talking about. So, this is where geologist Carlos Altamirano poses a really interesting question. He wants us to think visually. It's not just about how much silver is down there in total. The real question is, what does a mega deposit look like from the surface? And for gold and copper, the answer is huge. Think about mines like Yanacocha or Chuquicamata. These things leave massive scars on the Earth. Gigantic open pits that are kilometers wide. You can literally see them from space. There's no question they're mega. But here's the twist. Silver. Well, silver is a different beast entirely. Take a place like Fresnillo in Mexico. It's the world's #1 silver producer. But if you were standing on the surface, you might not even know it's there. It's a hidden giant, with all the action happening way, way underground, in this incredible web of veins. Right. And this leads us straight into a really fascinating puzzle, something Altamirano-Morales calls the silver paradox. And this paradox? It's the key to understanding why finding one of these world-class silver deposits is just so darn hard. Okay, before we get into the paradox, let's be super clear about something. We need a ton of silver. I'm not just talking about jewelry and coins. No way. Half of all the silver used in the world is for industrial stuff. It's absolutely essential for solar panels, your smartphone, and even life-saving medical equipment, thanks to its amazing antibacterial properties. And yet, if you're a geologist out there looking for silver, you might be feeling a little, frustrated. The speaker puts it perfectly. It feels like your colleagues looking for gold are hitting the jackpot all the time, while you're lucky to find anything big. So, what gives? Okay, here it is. This is the core of the paradox. It's a huge mismatch. In the Earth's crust, silver is way more common than gold, like 35 times more common. But, and this is the big but, gold is about 85 times more expensive. And that single economic fact changes the entire game for anyone trying to find a mine. Think about it like this. Because silver is so much cheaper, for a chunk of regular old rock to be worth mining, Mother Nature has to work overtime. She has to concentrate that silver an incredible 3,330 times more than what you'd normally find. And now for the comparison. To get a gold deposit, you only need a concentration of about 1,300 times. So do the math. The geological process, the engine that makes a mine, has to be more than twice as efficient for silver as it is for gold. Nature has to pull off a much more impressive magic trick to give us a silver deposit. So how does nature pull off that magic trick? For that, we're heading to Fresnillo, Mexico, to look at the anatomy of a true silver giant. What does it actually take to create that perfect geological storm? Well, you need a very specific recipe. The birth of Fresnillo was no fluke. First, you need a really thick continental crust. Then, you need to be in just the right spot, right on a major tectonic suture zone, basically the scar where ancient continents crashed together. Then you need not one, but multiple waves of mineral-rich hot water. And finally, you need a deep, ancient plumbing system of faults to act like highways for all those fluids. And the deposit itself is structured in a way that almost keeps it hidden. At the very top, all you see is a subtle alteration cap, just some chemically cooked rock that's super easy to overlook. The real treasure, the bonanza zone, with those crazy rich silver veins, is hidden hundreds of meters down. And it doesn't stop there. Go even deeper and you get into zones rich with lead and zinc, all the way down to its very roots, a system called a skarn, where the hot fluids basically pressure-cooked the surrounding rock. But a place like Fresnillo is so much more than just rocks and minerals. Its story isn't just about geology. It's a deeply human story, stretching back centuries, filled with innovation, struggle, and community. Just look at this timeline for a second. This place was founded in 1554. Can you believe that? It's been running almost nonstop for nearly 500 years. It's gone from simple surface mining all the way to using advanced tech in the 1970s to find those hidden veins we talked about, a discovery that basically guaranteed its future. And this is where the speaker makes a really, really important point. He says, look, if you Google Fresnillo right now, you're going to see a lot of bad headlines about violence. But he asks us to step back and see the bigger picture. A difficult decade, he argues, cannot and should not define a place with almost 500 years of history. And what makes this so real is that this isn't some remote mining camp where people fly in and out. No, 80% of the people who work at the mine live right there in the city of Fresnillo. Their families are there, their kids go to the local schools. This isn't just a job site for them, it's home. They are deeply, personally invested in this town's future. So, it leaves us with this final thought, right? The geology, that's what creates the resource. It's this incredible, rare gift from the planet. But in the end, it's the human story, the one that unfolds over generations, that really, truly defines what a place like this means.